In his first trip to southwestern Indiana since the pandemic began, Governor Holcomb said the southwestern part of the state seems to be doing a good job dealing with the issue.
Governor Holcomb made his comments in front of a Chamber of Commerce luncheon. Eyewitness News' Branson Leet was there as the governor talked about where the state has been and where it's going during the pandemic.
The governor made a rare trek outside of Indianapolis. Despite the change in scenery, the main topic was the same: COVID-19. Chamber members had lunch as the governor had a Q&A with Chamber President Tara Barney. Holcomb praised the work of the Chamber and of Evansville Mayor Lloyd Winnecke for their efforts during the pandemic.
We just proved here in Evansville, Indiana, that you can have a lunch and you can do it responsibly. It's going to be different. There might not be 1,000 people in one room. So be it.
The primary concern for the governor moving forward isn't regulating restrictions on certain regions of Indiana, but certain age ranges. Holcomb says the overwhelming majority of recent cases have come from Hoosiers under the age of 29.
A lot of that has to do with not following those recommendations, local and state guidance. And that's where you see then the cases start to spike because they're passed on and on and on.
Despite this, Holcomb still says the strong relationship between Southwest Indiana officials and state officials is keeping people safe during the pandemic.
We've got enormous respect for the talents that are rooted in our local communities, and so we'll continue to work with them. And if we get to a point where another decision needs to be made, we'll work with locals to arrive at those decisions together.
Indiana has announced over 700 new cases today. Branson Leet, Eyewitness News.
And to avoid exceeding the social gathering limit of 250 people, the lunch was split into multiple rooms at the events plaza.